AAA, at the core of what we do is road service, emergency road service, and traffic safety. So this is near and dear to our hearts, and we found that tow operators are actually 15 times more likely to die in the line of service than any other private industry combined. And we run about 30 million calls for help each year. And so every time that our employees go out on the side of the road, they are working on the side of the shoulder, as you'll see, that is approximately 4 feet wide. That's not a lot of margin of error, especially when you have cars driving by that are just a few inches away from you, and they're doing highway and interstate speeds. So because of these statistics, AAA is kind of we are recommitting our efforts to advocacy and to encourage drivers to slow down and move over anytime someone is on the side of the road, whether it's our tow truck drivers, whether it's a disabled vehicle, or it's an emergency service responder. But I know that these statistics alone, the 30 million tows and, the towing industry being very dangerous, I know those statistics aren't going to convince you, so that's why we have invited some of these partners. So at this time, I will just give you a chance to hear from them. So Craig, if you'll come on up. Thank you.
Good morning. The slow down, move over laws were enacted in all 50 states with the design to protect emergency responders on the side of the road. The design is to require drivers or motorists to slow down and move over and change lanes as possible, ensuring their safety. In Nashville alone, every day, AAA and TDOT respond to over 300 requests for service, with many of those requiring that service be rendered on the roadside. Things such as changing tires, towing vehicles, delivering fuel, all of that puts the responders in harm's way. One of the things that you will know about here in Nashville is traffic. Traffic is a challenge that grows and continues to be something we contend with on a day-to-day basis. And even if you don't live in Nashville, you know that traffic here can be a challenge. As the challenges within the traffic backups and things like that, it just puts the tow operators and emergency responders more in harm's way. The other facet that we contend with are distracted drivers. As you know, that is a growing issue that we face. And even though drivers may be aware of the slow down, move over law, a lot of times, because they're not paying attention, they don't see the flashing lights of the responders, and they also put themselves in dangerous situations. So next time you see a disabled vehicle or emergency responder, we ask that you do slow down. You move over, give the technicians plenty of time, space to operate and conduct their job. Just remember, their lives depend on you. Thank you.
Good morning, and it's a pleasure to be here with you all this morning. My name is Buddy Lewis, and I'm the director of the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Today, we join various state and local partners to promote the importance of Tennessee Move Over Law. The Move Over Law is designed to protect law enforcement, first responders, roadway workers, and citizens experiencing an emergency. It is imperative that we promote this law to prevent serious injury, crashes, and fatalities across our roadways. We need your support, and we emphasize that we need everyone's support and voluntary compliance to ensure the safety of everyone on our roadways in Tennessee. When you don't slow down or move over, your vehicle becomes a dangerous weapon that can easily destroy public property and the lives of innocent people. Those people have families and loved ones just like you. Always pay attention, don't drive distracted or impaired, mind your speed, and exercise due care. You are responsible for your actions when you get behind the wheel, and don't take your responsibility for granted. We thank you all for being here. We want to stress to everyone how important it is to move over, and sometimes it's hard to do so. I understand that. But if you're aware and you pay attention to what's ahead of you on the roadways, I can assure you, you can see if someone is pulled over in an emergency lane, and you may have time to get over, and it can save a life. So we thank you for being here. We want everyone to know that we are very sympathetic to those who have lost loved ones in these accidents and these crashes. and we're here to prevent more from happening. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lieutenant Bill Miller. I'm with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Thank you for coming. This is a very strong law that we really cannot emphasize enough that we need the public support. This law, the way that it is written extremely well, in my opinion. First offense for a violation of move over law is $100 up to a fine of $500. We're talking money. There's a much stronger fine that you could pay if you violate this law. The second, and I'll get to that in just a moment, the second fine or penalty for this law is a Class B misdemeanor, $500 up to $1,000 for a second offense violation. Third offense is no less than a minimum of $1,000 for violation for your third offense of the move over law. And the ultimate consequence that you could pay as a driver if you fail to move over is knowing that you may have to live the rest of your life with the burden in your heart and on your mind that you killed an innocent person on the side of the road because you failed to move over. You failed to slow down. You failed to comply with this law. I've been asked today, why is it that people fail to move over? Why is it that people fail to yield? Why is it that people fail to slow down? There's many different reasons. But probably one of the biggest reasons is the fact that a lot of people just simply do not want to be inconvenienced with having to slow down and interrupt their flow of traffic, interrupt their time schedule, or interrupt their plans to simply slow down a few miles per hour and proceed with due caution if the lane next to them is not clear. And that's a misconception a lot of people have. They don't understand that they can simply slow down if they cannot move over. But many people fail to slow down. They continue on at an interstate speed and do not use that due caution. The way the law is written is if an emergency vehicle, law enforcement, fire, EMS, a highway maintenance vehicle, a recovery vehicle, a utility vehicle, and now also even to include any vehicle on the side of the roadway with their hazard lights flashing, any flashing lights on the side of the road or in the median, you as a driver are required to move to a lane that is clear of traffic and to move so safely, and to also use due caution and slow down if that lane is not clear. There have been 37 people who've been killed and injured since this law has been written. That's 37 people who've injured and killed because people failed to move over. So please, we ask you to use due caution, move over, slow down, and do not take the life of an innocent person. If you're in your living room or in your office and you're working, you're watching television, you're relaxed, whatever the case may be, do you really want a vehicle passing through your workspace at 70 plus, 80 plus miles per hour while you're trying to do your job? The Tennessee Department of Transportation has lost too many of their workers on the roadway and construction zones because people fail to slow down and yield to their workers. I've lost a good friend that I went to the Highway Patrol Academy with in the building that's just over my shoulders. Trooper Todd Larkins was struck and killed by a tractor trailer because a tractor trailer failed to slow down and try to play a game and get closer to the trooper to blow his hat off, and yet he struck the trooper and killed him. We ask and pray and we plead for your assistance in slowing down, being in compliance with this law. Do not drive distracted. Keep your eyes forward, looking ahead to traffic ahead of you so you can see, as Director Lewis said behind me, he stated, look ahead so you can see that vehicle that's on the side of the road. Give yourself that time. Thank you.
And now we will hear from Rebecca Wood.
Thank you. I'm Rebecca Wood, the immediate past president for the Tennessee Road Builders Association, and I also owned a construction company here in Tennessee. And I'm speaking on behalf of the roadway workers and how dangerous it is for our employees and TDOT employees to work on the side of the road. We spend thousands of hours, hundreds of thousands of hours on the roadways, and just a simple thing of a passing motorist slowing down and moving over while they're going through our office would be greatly appreciated. In 2016, we had a road crew that was out putting up construction signs on I-24 just south of Murfreesboro. Traffic had backed up because of a wreck that was further down the road. And a distracted driver came through the work zone, wasn't paying attention, didn't slow down, didn't move over, looked up at the last minute and saw traffic slowing down and backing up, She swerved into the median, thinking that was the best place for her to go so that she didn't rear end the vehicle in front of her, and instead ran straight into an employee of ours named John Gray, killed him instantly. He was in his 20s, father of 4, had a newborn baby at home, and now that little girl has to grow up without a father and missing that part of her family. So, on the behalf of the road builders, we greatly support this law and hope that everyone supports it as well, because it improves the safety of everybody's lives in Tennessee.